The story took place at what seemed like a normal moment, but it was actually a major turning point in someone's life. Charlie looked like a successful young car dealer, but his business was struggling and close to collapsing. One day, he picked up a few vintage Lamborghinis, thinking he could flip them and turn things around, but stricter environmental rules kept high-displacement cars off the road, and customers started canceling orders, making things even worse. When he was 16, he took his father's convertible out without permission. Instead of handling it privately, his father reported it, and Charlie ended up spending a few days in detention. After that, Charlie left home and didn't return for over a decade, completely cutting off his relationship with his father. Even though things were bad between them, he still went back for the funeral after his father passed away, mainly to deal with the estate. After the funeral, the lawyer read the will. Charlie found out that the only thing left to him was that same car from years ago. The $3 million estate had been placed in a trust, managed by someone else. More importantly, he wasn't the beneficiary. The beneficiary was an autistic patient from an institution, and that person was his older brother Raymond. But Raymond couldn't live independently and had no concept of money. Charlie shifted his frustration toward his father onto Raymond and also set his sights on the inheritance. He took Raymond without telling anyone, planning to use him to get the money. His girlfriend strongly disagreed, and they split after an argument. Charlie hit the road with Raymond and called the institution's director, making a deal. He said he would return Raymond if he got his share of the inheritance. Otherwise, he would apply for guardianship and take it to court. The director refused right away. Charlie then decided to fly Raymond back to Los Angeles, but Raymond kept bringing up plane crashes and refused to get on a flight. Charlie tried to force him onto the plane, but Raymond had a meltdown and started shouting. With no other choice, Charlie gave up and decided to drive instead. What should have been a short trip turned into a 3-day road journey. Along the way, Charlie realized that taking care of Raymond wasn't easy. Raymond followed a strict routine in daily life. His meals, schedule, TV shows, and even where he bought his underwear had to stay exactly the same. If anything changed, he would repeat himself over and over until things were back in order. At the same time, Raymond showed some extraordinary abilities. He had an incredible memory and could memorize an entire phone book after reading it once. He could recall details of airline accidents, including dates, locations, and even victims. He glanced at a pile of toothpicks and instantly counted them. His mental math skills were also remarkable, solving complex calculations in seconds. This condition is known as savant syndrome. It comes with exceptional abilities in certain areas, but difficulty with everyday life. During the trip, Charlie started to recognize how unique Raymond really was. One day, they arrived at a motel. Charlie immediately asked how Raymond knew all of that, but Raymond didn't explain and instead pulled out a photo he had been carrying with him. The picture showed two kids. One was a young Charlie, and the other was a younger Raymond. It was clear he had kept that photo with him all this time. That night, Charlie started taking care of Raymond and helped him get settled. He also called Susanna to ease the tension between them. The next day, they got back on the road. Then Charlie received news that his business had officially gone under, leaving him $80,000 in debt. While eating, he suddenly came up with an idea. Since he couldn't access the inheritance anytime soon, he decided to use Raymond's math skills to make money. He changed their route and took Raymond to Las Vegas. They dressed up and walked into a casino. With Raymond's calculations, they quickly started winning at the tables. In a short time, they made $86,000. The casino staff noticed something was off and reviewed the footage multiple times. They found no signs of cheating or devices, so the only explanation was pure calculation. That night, they celebrated their win, and Susanna came back, making up with Charlie. For Raymond, who had spent his life in an institution, this was a completely new experience. At the casino, he met a woman who casually mentioned going out sometime. Raymond took it seriously and insisted on learning how to dance back at the room. In the end, Susanna danced with him in the elevator. The three of them returned to Los Angeles after the trip. Charlie and Raymond's relationship had clearly changed. Charlie no longer focused on the inheritance and instead decided to fight for Raymond's guardianship. He turned down the director's offer of money and chose to go through legal channels. He carefully started learning and recording Raymond's daily routines to take care of him long term. On the day of the hearing, Charlie, Raymond, the director, and the doctor were all present. The doctor asked a series of questions: whether Charlie had hurt Raymond, whether he had taken him without permission, whether he had tried to exchange him for money, and whether he was capable of taking care of him. Charlie admitted what he had done before but said he now wanted to take responsibility. The doctor then asked Raymond if he wanted to live with Charlie or return to the institution. Raymond was unstable and answered yes no matter how the question was asked. The doctor kept pushing for a clear answer. The situation became tense. Charlie stepped in and stopped it. He agreed to let Raymond return to the institution. He said, "Stop pushing him. The director and doctor left to discuss the next steps. Charlie stayed behind to comfort Raymond. When it was time to say goodbye, Charlie did not get guardianship, but he was allowed to visit Raymond regularly. They agreed to see each other again in 2 weeks. On the surface, this movie was about a road trip, but at its core, it was about family and responsibility. When faced with money, Charlie went from using Raymond to truly understanding him. The change was what mattered most, facing a family member who could change your life. Would you walk away or choose to stay and take responsibility?